Welcome, Aries. Someone is sad, sorry, and missing you deeply. This love tarot reading may be your sign. Take what resonates, trust your intuition, and let's get started.
I usually don't use this deck with my general love readings, but I pulled it, so I'm just going to run with it. All right, so we have Knight of Cups, the Chariot, Ten of Wands, the Devil. All right, and then we have Knight of Cups and Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have Six of Blades in reverse. So we are looking at some unfinished business here. I feel like there have been things that were left unsaid, things that were left undone. I feel like there's baggage that you have not been able to move on from. Okay, there's something that may have ended, but it wasn't ending in the way that you wanted to. I feel like there's definitely unfinished business here. And because of this, I feel like it's hard for you to move on from something. And that totally makes sense, because I feel that whenever you can try to move on, as much as you want, but sometimes you still have this tie or this pull to something because it wasn't handled appropriately. And this is what I see is going on right now in your guys' situation. I definitely feel like you guys might be finding it hard from moving on from something, no matter how strong you are, no matter where your energy, your time, your focus is. If you feel that there's unfinished business, sometimes it kind of stuns you from moving on, okay? So where you're coming from, there definitely was someone who captivated you. Okay, there definitely was someone who captivated you. This is someone who may have been very interested in, someone who is very romantic. With the Knight of Cups, this is water energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You may have met this person in passing, or this person may, at a music venue or something like that. But this is someone who definitely captivated you, could have been a musician, really intrigued you. Okay, so this is someone who, you were communicating with. But I feel that the sparks were definitely there. But the Knight of Cups, to me, I know the Knight of Wands gets a bad rap, but to me, the Knight of Cups sometimes can be worse. This is not someone who's always dependable, okay? This is definitely someone who may have been, trying to, maybe not steady income, shall I say, maybe not steady income, maybe put on a performance for you, or maybe just kind of misled you. So I definitely feel like you guys are coming from a situation where you definitely had love for someone, but this is definitely someone who may have not been who they portrayed themselves to be, okay? That's where you're coming from, but how you're being seen right now, you are marching to the beat of your own drum with the Chariot. This is Cancer energy. I feel like you've gone in a different direction, okay? So you're moving on. Seasons have changed. Feelings have changed. I just feel like you have gone in a different direction. You've definitely moved away from this person. But again, there's some things that were not closed out properly, and it's really starting to come up with you right now. I'm not one who follows the retrogrades or the moons and this and that, but I definitely feel like you're trying a lot, and I just feel that this person, you still feel a pull or a tie to them, and you don't want that. And I feel like it's driving you crazy because, what's going on right now, what's coming towards you, we have 10 of Wands. I definitely feel like this is someone who is really overwhelming you. I feel like you feel like a burden to this person. I feel like you feel there's a responsibility of duty here. I just feel like a lot of you may be, really overwhelmed by this person. A lot of you, I feel like if this person were to call you, you just wouldn't know how to handle it. You would not know how to handle it. I feel like a lot of you are just trying to stay busy and focus at work or doing your hobbies or whatever else, you have going on in your life. But I definitely feel like this is someone who, if they were to contact you or if they have contacted you, it's very overwhelming. It brings up a lot of anxiety, and I feel like you wouldn't know quite, how to handle it. All right. All right, so let's go and clarify. I just realized I didn't clarify. Just hopped in the story. Who is this Knight of Cups, please? Tell me about Aries. Where are they coming from? Who is this Knight of Cups? You gave up on this person. You're no longer fighting for the situation. You feel like they're not going to change. Yeah, you've detached yourself from this person. For some of you, it could have been another Aries, but I feel like you have kind of gone cold on this person and you're no longer entertaining this person. Why the Chariot, please? How's Aries being seen? Yeah, see, you're not giving this person attention anymore. You feel like it's a loss. Six of Wands. There's too many fears and misunderstandings here. There was too many illusions, and I feel like you just don't know how to handle it anymore, and I don't feel like you really want to. You just wish you wanted, you just wish that the peace you want is coming, towards you. What's coming towards Aries, please? Why 10 of Wands? And the Empress. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. Interesting, yeah. So I definitely feel like this is someone who was definitely about themselves or non-committal. But I feel like at this moment in time, I definitely feel like you are starting to, you really are just trying to focus on yourself. You're really not giving to a situation. I feel like a lot of you aren't even open to a commitment with this person, okay? You just wish that the cord was cut, you just wish that it was easier to move on, but it's always easier said than done, right? Mutual energy between you and your person. A lot of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. I do have the Devil here. I definitely feel like you could be partying or drinking more. This person could. There definitely is some sort of, the Devil doesn't always have to be dark in tarot. It can be a very playful, very sexual energy. But if you look here, we have a gangster, just riding dirty. He's going the wrong way. I definitely feel like you guys are moving away from each other. Mutually, I feel like you guys could be, having bad habits or addictions or just kind of reckless. So I definitely feel that both of you, since you have disconnected from one another, have kind of gone down different paths, but similar, okay? You guys may have this person may have went back to a toxic situation, or maybe you went back to a toxic situation, all right? Why the Devil, please? What is the mutual energy? Why the Devil, please? What is the mutual energy for Aries and their person? Justice. And why the Justice? A lot of you, there definitely could have been a third party influence or situation. Like I said, keep in mind a third party isn't always another person. It could be someone's environment. It could be friends. It could be family, okay? I definitely feel like the Three of Cups, a lot of you could definitely, with the Devil, a lot of you could definitely have been, partying or drinking. I just feel with the Justice, a lot of you could be in a third, for those of you who are, with another person, both of you may have returned to, a toxic relationship or a toxic marriage. But I just feel like there definitely is some sort of truth and clarity here. You may know the truth about this person. They may know the truth about you. But I feel like mutually you both want justice. And I feel like with the Three of Cups, I feel like you both want to reunite. That's for those of you dealing with a Capricorn. I don't always feel that the Devil, I don't know how Capricorn got that card. It's pretty messed up. But for those of you dealing with a Capricorn, I definitely feel like this is someone who would like to reunite with you and does want justice in the situation. You both want justice in the situation. Okay, how this person feels about you, we have Knight of Coins. So this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is definitely someone who is really paying attention to detail. This is someone who I feel wants to work on the situation, wants to bring you a decent offer. And I feel like this is someone who is dedicated, wants to be dedicated to the situation. So I feel like this is someone on their way, but slow to you. Okay, for some of you, it could be a new person. Why the Knight of Coins, please? See, the reason why the offer is so slow, they don't know what to do to fix it, okay? With the Eight of Swords, they feel like their hands are tied. This is definitely someone who feels like maybe they can't change anything. They want to invest, they want to be with you, they want to come towards you, but this is someone who feels like they can't change the circumstances in your life, okay, or in their life. Why the Eight of Swords? How does this person feel about Aries? For some of you, it definitely could be a karmic situation. Okay, but like I said, this is definitely a knight that's serious, that really wants to bring you the offer, but is not making the choice. You know, there's definitely, this is someone not choosing to make the judgment call to come towards you. Okay, this is someone who just, like I said, I can't emphasize enough, they feel like their hands are tied. This is someone who may be a very hard worker, about their money, and probably is good with everything else in their life. But this is someone who struggles with their love life. This is someone who struggles with, you know, stepping up to be who they truly are, okay? Advice from Spirit, we have Ace of Wands. It is in the reverse position. So that's a very interesting advice from Spirit. You know, if you feel like you are not passionate about the situation, if you don't want to redesign the situation, if you don't want to ignite the situation or even create the situation anymore, you are the creator of your own destiny, okay? You can always walk away. You can always just choose to start a new life tomorrow, you know? What is the advice, please, for Aries in regards to the situation? Yeah, if you feel like it's a distraction, then walk away. You guys need a distraction, okay? Because I feel like right now your life is kind of, in regards to love, is very stagnant. You might have it pop in with your career. You know, you might be doing well with family. Got a lot of things going on for you. But I feel like there's a lot of stagnation here. You know, a lot of you sometimes think that you want to resurrect a situation, but I feel like, you know, you're really realizing that this has been a distraction, and maybe a lot of you have wasted your time or invested time and energy that you can't get back. So I feel like you guys need to redirect your energy. You know, I'm not talking of, you're not gonna, not everyone that you meet is going to be your soulmate, you know, and sometimes you don't need a Mrs. or Mr. right now. You know, sometimes all you need is a Mr. or Mrs. right now, and, you know, or friends or people to get you out of your rut. But I just feel like things aren't pushing ahead in love as fast as you would like them. And if that's the case, it's like you need to make sure that you realize it doesn't always have to be, not everyone you're going to be with is going to be a marriage. You know, sometimes it's about just having fun, going out on a few dates, having a few drinks, you know, having a good time, you know, and maybe just, you know, and maybe you're over that person in a month or two, and then you hop on to the next person. But, you know, it's fun. Just enjoy this time while you can, because before you know it, you're probably going to get into another commitment or another relationship that could be very serious, and it's going to be all about that person, you know, potentially marriage. So just enjoy the little things. Just live lightheartedly, okay? So let's go ahead and get some advice from Spirit. Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries for their highest good and clarity and to warm their heart? Messages for Aries, please. Woo! It says actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. Beautiful. And I always say that it's actions speak louder than words. If you can sit and blow, you know, hot air all day and say whatever you want to say, but if I don't see actions, by Felicia. And it says the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. Okay, so for a lot of you, there definitely is a lot more going on than meets the eye. There's a lot of secrets or a lot of hidden energy here. You guys are dealing with someone who is lacking confidence, definitely is interested in you, but because of their situation or because of your situation, they don't know what to do. And sometimes it's as simple as picking up the phone or making a call, you know, or a text message or just a message in general. And people just don't know. People don't have the strength to do it. They struggle. We're human. But you can't wait for this one person. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge that this is truth, and that it is. Look at our beautiful earth. Express your love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them. Beautiful. Yeah, even if it's something small, just acknowledging someone, and even if something simple like a Starbucks, or, you know, hey, I got this for you, you know, like a little $5 gift or something like that. It's not always about what you got the person. Sometimes it's about the thought behind it. So this is very important for people around you. If you feel like there's someone going through a rough period in their life, if you feel that you want to change a vibration with someone, just be considerate and kind always, and express love through gifts. So if some of you are knowing that maybe you could fix the situation, or, you know, all of you are in different positions, but if you know that maybe a kind gesture might fix the situation, then I would definitely consider it. But you all are on different paths, and I always trust that you guys will do what's best for you. But Aries, I'm going to leave it here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I wish you guys love and light always, and I will talk with you later. Bye, Aries.